Welcome to our channel. Today we are going to study a part of biology known as glycolysis. We are going to study this part of biology with questions and answers for a better understanding. The first question we have here says, the oxidation of glucose or glycogen to pyruvate or lactate is best described as dash. A. Enzyme. B. Glycolysis. C. Photosynthesis. D. Photolysis. In this question, the correct answer is B. Glycolysis. Glycolysis is the oxidation of glucose or glycogen to pyruvate or lactate. It's a chemical process that leads to the metabolism of glucose molecule, leading to production of energy in the cell of an organism. The next question says, glycolysis is also known as dash. A. Embden-Meyerhof pathway. B. Graham pathway. C. Water pathway. D. Vitamin pathway. In this question, the correct answer is A. Embden-Meyerhof pathway. So this glycolysis is also regarded as Embden-Meyerhof pathway. The next question says, anaerobic phase of glycolysis dash the amount of energy per molecule of glucose oxidized. A. Accelerate the amount of energy per molecule of glucose oxidized. B. Limit the amount of energy per molecule of glucose oxidized. C. All of the above. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is B. Limits the amount of energy per molecule of glucose oxidized. Studies have shown that the anaerobic phase of glycolysis involve the metabolism of glucose in such a way that little amount of energy will be produced. So when glucose follows through glycolytic pathway or during the anabolic or during the anaerobic phase of glycolysis, there will be production of little amount of energy when one glucose molecule is oxidized. The next question says, in fast-growing cancer cells, the rate of glycolysis is dash. A. Very low. B. Very high. C. Moderate. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is B. Very high. Studies have shown that in fast-growing cancer cells, the rate of glycolysis is very high. The next question says, glycolytic pathway is meant for provision of dash. A. Alkaloid. B. Energy. C. Chlorophyll. D. Chloroplast. In this question, the correct answer is B. Energy. Glycolytic pathway is meant for provision of energy in the cell of an organism. The next question says, which of the following derives energy from glycolysis? A. Red blood cell. B. Nerve cell. C. All of the above. D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is C. All of the above. Studies have shown that there are some cells that derive their energy primarily from glycolysis. One of the cells of the body that derives its energy from glycolysis is the red blood cell. The red blood cell don't have a mitochondrion, which is the powerhouse of a cell. So studies have shown that this type of cell derives its energy mainly from glycolysis. The nerve cell also derives energy from glycolysis. The next question says, which of the following enzymes is involved in glycolysis? A. Hexokinase, B. Thiolin, C. Pepsin, D. Renin. In this question, the correct answer is A. Hexokinase. Among these options, hexokinase is an enzyme that is involved in glycolysis, but other enzymes are involved in food digestion. The next question says, enzymes that catalyze glycolysis are dash naturally. A. Extramitochondrial, B. Intramitochondrial, C. All of the above, D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is A. Extramitochondrial. Studies have shown that enzymes that catalyze glycolysis are extramitochondrial naturally. The next question says, the site of glycolysis in a cell is dash. A. Mitochondrion, B. Cytoplasm, C. Nucleus, D. Endoplasmic reticulum. In this question, the correct answer is B. Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the site of glycolysis in a cell. Studies have shown that this glycolysis takes place in a part of a cell known as cytoplasm. The next question says, cells that lack mitochondria rely solely on glycolysis for their energy needs. A. True, B. False, C. All of the above, D. None of the above. In this question, the correct answer is A. True. Studies have shown that there are cells that lack mitochondria. These cells that lack mitochondria rely solely on glycolysis for their energy needs. The next question says, the catalysis of glycolysis are done by dash. A. Enzymes, B. Air, C. Chloride ions, D. Calcium ions. In this question, the correct answer is A. Enzymes. Studies have shown that this chemical process known as glycolysis is catalyzed by different molecules in the cell. There are biological catalysts called enzymes. These enzymes play a great role in catalyzing this glycolysis in the cell of an organism. So the catalysis of glycolysis are done by these molecules called enzymes. The next question says, the enzymes that catalyze glycolysis are dash. A. 5, B. 10, C. 15, D. 20. In this question, the correct answer is B. 10. Studies have shown that the enzymes that catalyze this biochemical process known as glycolysis are 10 in number. The next question says, the following enzymes are involved in glycolysis except dash A. Hexokinase, B. Pyruvate kinase, C. Enolase, D. Thiolane. In this question, the correct answer is D. Thiolane. Thiolane is not an enzyme that is involved in glycolysis. There are many enzymes that are involved in glycolysis, but thiolane is involved in digestion. It's not involved in glycolysis. The next question says, vigorously contracting skeletal muscle will produce relative anaerobiosis and glycolysis will produce dash A. Citric acid, B. Lactic acid, C. Hydrochloric acid, D. Methanoic acid. In this question, the correct answer is B. Lactic acid. Research have shown that when a muscle cell undergoes vigorous contracting or vigorous contraction, there will be production of little amounts of energy. Glycolysis will occur in that muscle cell in such a way that there will be production of an acid known as lactic acid. This lactic acid will accumulate in the muscle and cause what we call cramp. So the cramp is the pain felt within the muscle as a result of this glycolysis taking place in the muscle. So the products of anaerobic glycolysis occurring in the muscle cell is this lactic acid. If this is the first time you are watching our video, if this is the first time you are joining this channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel so that you can study other topics that we have treated in many of our videos. In this channel, we make educational videos in the area of biology. You can also comment in this channel.